everybody, my name is Sarah and today I am going to test screen printing with puff paint. I haven't done this before. I saw it a couple years ago or maybe a year ago on an Instagram I follow and I wanted to try it but didn't get around to it till now. Okay, I have the Speedball puff paint here. You're supposed to add this, it's an additive so it's not the color. You just add this to the color that you're using, which is kind of nice because then that means that you can use any color you want and you don't have to waste too much because you probably don't want to use puff paint for everything. Anyways, it does require a little bit of math. You have to mix, it says, add to Speedball fabric screen printing inks 30% by weight. I'm assuming that means that if you had 10 grams of fabric ink, then you would want 30 grams of modifier. And then the other thing you need to do that's different than regular screen printing is you're gonna use like a heat gun or something because that actually activates it and makes it rise. I'm just gonna test this. I just thought it would be fun and I thought I'd film it and take you along with me, see how it goes. Could go really bad. Okay, so I have my items prepared that I'm gonna screen print. I have a pretty cheap shirt that I got from Hollister for $9. It's just an oversized black acid wash shirt. So I'm going to print something on the back and that would be this design here. I did the typography in Illustrator and I have cut it out of a stencil. I'm going to be using that stencil on this screen printing frame. So I'll basically put this stencil on the back and then when I place it down, the ink will go through the open parts in the stencil. I am going to be using that design for the back of the shirt. I actually did like a little knife design as well that I was gonna put on the front of the shirt here, but I think I'm just gonna keep that part blank and then will use this image as a test. Okay, so how I'm gonna do this is I have this cut out and then I have these inside pieces that need to match up. So that goes on here. Okay, so now the design is ready. Now we're going to work on the mixing. And I'm going to use this. Well, I don't need that much ink for this. Okay, so it's 10.07 grams. So I will add 3 grams of the Speedball ink to this. Ew, okay. This has a really hard layer on top of it. Like, see that? Ew. This says it's like the shelf stable is indefinite, but that doesn't look very good. Okay, I'm gonna try and work around that. I don't know. I feel like I got a bad batch because there's more chunks. So this should go to 13 grams. Gonna try and avoid the chunks. I think I have to bring this back to Michael's. Okay, we're almost at 13. Okay, now we're at 13. Now it's time to do our test print. I'm going to avoid this outside area because obviously the mesh is open and I would get it all over my felt. I won't use. This should definitely be enough ink. Maybe I will turn this around. Although you really can't see there either. Anyways, I lightly place it over first. So yeah, so I'm gonna make sure I don't pour my ink back on here from the squeegee. You just wanna make sure you flood it. This is always the most stressful part. Oh, nice. Oh, not nice. I did miss this little bottom part. When I came down, I probably didn't press hard over there. This is what it looks like. It looks pretty cool though. I think I'm gonna do another piece of fabric that's a little bit darker so it'll be easier to see and then I'll use the heat gun. Oh, okay, that one was really bad. Okay, it's slightly better, but again, missing that Guys, I think my puff paint is bad because this is not good. Looks like, I don't know, like almost like a felting project or mold. And when I was blowing it, these things were just blowing away. Like it just comes off. It's the next day. I am back. I returned the other pot to Michael's. They had other ones in stock, but they're all the exact same. So then I went to another Michael's and it was the same thing. They had 4 of them and they all had like hard pucks on the top. So then I went to an actual art store. It looks like it should be good. Fingers crossed. This look, oh yeah, you can already see it's kind of like, so it's supposed to be just like a fun thing, but it's turned into such a mission. Okay, this one does look better. The other thing is this pink that I was using is not Speedball. I feel like this should work with any ink, but I should just use like a Speedball ink. I will use a black and maybe do like a black on black kind of thing. I think that could be really cool because the shirt is like an acid wash. Yeah, I think I'll just use the same amount. Add this in. Okay. So you can see I didn't get very much ink right there. I want to make sure. All right, got that time. Okay, so I'm gonna be firm. It's looking good. Oh shit. Oh, I put my elbow in the pot of ink. Oh, I gotta wash that off. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Moving the ink out of the way. It's better. I'm gonna try this one. Oh, perfect. Okay, this one turned out great. I think I just needed to put more ink and more swipes. That's what it's supposed to do. It's just kind of weird how like the sides get extra bubbly. Like it doesn't look so much like puff as much as it does like a bubble. So I don't know if it's too hot. Okay, so we have the next design, which is definitely more stressful. Still on a test piece, so not super scary, but kind of scary. That looks wild. I love it. All right, so that's done. So we're doing the shirt. It's quite stressful. So it should go right here. A little bit nervous. A lot of bit nervous. Okay, we've made contact. I think it's also working in my favor that this design is not very fine. Yes! My closing thoughts. This was supposed to be a fun, easy thing to do, but I would say it wasn't that fun and it wasn't that easy. So in the end, I do have some thoughts. I think that this paint is cool, but I think that it's a little bit temperamental. So the t-shirt, I feel like the t-shirt puffed like it was supposed to, but I don't know if it got burnt or what, but because the color is really inconsistent. You can also see that with black, it kind of turned it into more of a light gray or like a dark gray. So you can see it's a little inconsistent, like it goes kind of like a weird color there and it kind of flattened. So I'm pretty sure that's where it got burnt and then the puff kind of went away and also the color changed. So I probably had the heat on there too long. I think if that was gone and then the rest was how it was, I would like it more, but it's not ideal. Like, if I show you up close, I don't know. It's kind of weird. Maybe it's the color. Maybe it's my heat gun. Maybe it's the fact that I used a stencil and not a normal screen print. Because with this one, it didn't burn. So this was the first one. And I did basically the same thing on both of these, but this is a thinner fabric. So maybe it just couldn't handle the heat as well as this one, because this is kind of like a canvas. So this one, the difference with this one is that all the edges, it's almost like where there's more ink, and maybe that's because I used a stencil. So all the edges puff up like a lot, and then it's inconsistent because the inside doesn't puff up as much as the edges. And I was afraid to put the heat on any longer because I didn't want to burn it. But I do think this looks cool. So my last ditch effort was just using this canvas bag that I had and trying it on the canvas bag. And this one actually worked the best. You can see the puff looks really good on this one. It's very even. There's no burning. It's just like, I'm trying to get, yeah, you can see there, it looks great. It's all even. The edges aren't sticking out. It looks perfect. So I guess if I were to use the puff paint, I would maybe just use it on this kind of like thicker material canvas. I don't know, I feel like I did ruin this t-shirt. But all in all, it was interesting to test these all out. I do love screen printing, even though it is a stressful process. If you have any tips, if you've used this before, please let me know. Or if you want me to try it again, maybe using some different colors, maybe using some different fabrics, I don't know. Let me know, and thank you for watching this video. I will see you next time.